Okay, next on the notes. Again, don't just watch this video, actually copy it down, pause it, rewind it if there's something you didn't understand. Okay, we're still working with circles. And now in a circle, you're going to find the sector area. I'll talk about what a sector is in a bit. A sector area, or it'll say find the area of the sector, right? Now the word sector is like section. It's like a section. It's not the whole circle. It's only a certain amount, a certain section. Right? A certain part of it. So here it is. It's going to be really easy to understand. So find the area of the circle. Find the area of the sector, or find the sector area. They're saying the same thing. So what is a sector? Here's a sector. The sector of a circle is this. Well, let's say we have a circle, right? And now, I mean, you can think of pizza, you can think of a cake, but this is now where we're finding, let's say, I think they labeled this in the book point P, the center, they put the letter P, and then they created like a slice here, right? Let's go with A to P to B. So let's say you eat this much of the pizza or this much of the pie. And now the sector, or this section is actually like, how much would you eat of like this whole space, right? How much would be all this pizza or all this cake or pie, like the actual. Now on the previous assignment, one of the previous assignments, we found the area of the whole circle. See, now we're not doing the whole circle. We're just doing a section of it, or a sector. It's called a sector. This is a sector. This part right here is the sector. Of a what? Okay, that's the sector. It would be this whole, this much, like this slice of pizza, like it's like this whole area there. All right, and here is the formula. So they're gonna use these three points, or these three letters to call out the sector, right? I can't just say sector AB, because that would be just like an arc. I'd have to go A to B, A to P to B. So anyways, here it is. Here's the formula. Because again, this one, you're just gonna use the formula. You'll know the information, the parts that you need to substitute, and it's gonna be easy. Area of sector A to P to B, this slice that it creates, A to P to B, is going to equal, and we saw something earlier with these formulas that we're doing in this unit with circles. You're going to find the measure of the arc, right? The degrees of this arc AB, and divided by 360 degrees. Remember, we did that for, I believe it was arc length. And you're going to multiply that by pi, and then the radius squared. This is the formula. So pretty much the area is this. And so you're going to need to know the measure of this arc, or the angle. This is the angle. You're going to have to find the angle. You're going to get that. And what other piece of information do you need? I don't need 360, that's a number. I don't need pi, that's a number also on the calculator. And you need the, what's the R? Radius. The R is the radius. That's it. You're only gonna need those two pieces right there. All right, so let's jump in. Here we go. Find the area of the sector, or the sector area. Number 1. Okay, so we have a problem like this. We have a circle. All right, we need to pause it. We need to pause it to copy, or maybe rewind it, or whatever you need. Make sure you pause it, you rewind, you make sure you understand before you move along, right? So again, you're only going to look for these two. What is the angle? The angle here. We're going to divide that number by 360 and then multiply by par, multiply by the radius, but we got to square it. We just need those two things, the angle and the radius, and guess what? That's what they're going to give you. So here is what they have. Now on the worksheet, it's kind of a little poor. Maybe the shading's not good, but they just show this. They just show something like this. They tell you that the angle here is 120 degrees. Good, we need that. That's the one that goes there. And then they give you the radius. In this case, for this problem, it's 11 meters or miles. But what they don't do is they kind of don't like shade it in. Remember, the sector is this whole space that's covered here. So just remember that. Remember that the sector is all of this here. This is the sector, right? Like this slice, or this section, or this sector here that it's not shaded on your worksheet, but you're finding the area of this space for a circle that has this radius and this angle. All right, so let's just put that in the formula here. As a matter of fact, I'll just put it here, right? Area is equal to what? The measure of the arc is what? 120 degrees, it's right there. Divided by what? 360. We're going to get that number and multiply it to pi, and then multiply it to what? The radius squared. We got to get the radius, and we got to square it. What's the radius? Here the radius is what? 11 meters, or 11 miles, whatever it is. All right, and the rest is going to be just, we're punching this in the calculator. So we're going to get let's see, 120 divided by 360. 120 divided by 360 is 0.33333. Let's just use a bunch of those. Times pi times, what is 11? Right, this is 11 squared, and this is the meter squared, so that's 11 when you square it is 121, and the units is meters squared. Remember, you got to square the 11, you got to square the units. So I'm going to keep this number here, the 0.333, multiply times pi, get the answer, and then multiply by what? 121. I'm going to get 126.71. Oh, wait, is that right? Yeah. 126.71. That's the area. Just multiply all this, right? Just multiply all of this. This number you're going to get here times pi times, well, make sure you get that radius and you square it. We got 126.71. All right, let's do a couple more real quick. Number 2. I have a circle like this. Remember, pause it if you need to so you can catch up and draw. I have a 60-degree angle. Good, we need that. And then we need a radius, right? 4 inches. And remember, the letters that they have here are A, P, B, but you don't have to do the letters. As long as you know the formula, you know that you're finding the area of the sector. The sector is this whole slice, the whole section, huh? We're finding this space that is occupied and contained there. Okay, so what is that formula? Well, it is area is equal to the measure of the arc. The measure of the arc, what? APB, but just, the angle divided by 360 times pi r squared. And we got our radius, right? We got our radius and we got our angle. So that's going to be 60 degrees divided by 360 times pi times, what is the radius? 4 inches, but you got to square that. Let's get this number first. 60 divided by, oh, no. Well, let's see. Let's see if it's a good number. 60 divided by 360. Oh, it's one of those repeating decimals. Oh, well, we'll just do this all. We'll do it all together. So it's 60 divided by 360 times pi times, now watch out here. What is 4 squared? And I know I'm going to get square inches, but what's 4 squared? 16. Right, 4 times 4, you got to put 4 squared. 4 squared, you get 16. Okay, so now we can just get the area here. We can do this all at once. Let's get this number again. What was it? 60 divided by 360. Get that number first, then times pi. Times pi equals or whatever, and then times what? Times 16. I mean, you can multiply all together at once. That's fine. I got 8.377. 8.377 is the area. Okay, and that is what? Don't forget the units. Square inches. Did I forget the units on number 1? Yes, I did. There's number 1. I forgot to write the units. Back to number 1. Don't forget the units. Square meters. Number 2, square inches. On the assignment, they're only rounding off to the 10th place. So actually this 7 will make this one 8.4. But that's fine. I'm going to see your work and it's close enough. Okay, last one, number 3. Let's do one more. Number 3 here. Okay, number 3, we got circle. And now they want this. Wow, that's a big circle. I mean, that's a big sector that they want here. They want this whole sector here, and you'll see it a little bit more like kind of bold on your paper. You'll see the lines that are bold, and it's all this, like they want the whole, I mean, it's almost like you ate the whole pizza. Or how much is just this part right here? Okay, what is this? What is the area of all this? like this. They're not gonna have the shade, but I'm showing you what it is that you're finding, that part. Okay, so they tell you that this much is the degree here that they're telling you is 300 degrees, right? It's almost the whole circle, but it's not. And then they put the number here, but it's 12 yards, but that's the radius. They're going to give you the radius. They're going to give you both pieces of information that you need. All right, so what is the area of a sector? The area of a sector is the degree, which is the 300 divided by 360 times pi times the radius squared. Right, that's the angle. I forgot. I should have put the formula first, right? I should just put angle. Angle times pi times r squared, or pi r squared, right? Same thing. So that's going to be A for area is equal to, what was the angle? 300 divided by 360 times pi times, I got to square the radius. The radius is what? 12 yards. What happens when you square 12 and then you square the units yards? You're going to get 12 times 12. That's 144 square yards. Okay, so that's going to be area is equal to, what is this number? This number is 300 divided by 360. Oh, I got one of these repeating numbers. I'm going to have to just do it all in one shot. Times pi times the 144, and the units are square yards. Just do all of this in the calculator. You can do it all in one shot. Okay, so I already did the 300 divided by 360. I got this 0.833. And then I'm going to do times pi. And then times what? 144. Final answer is 376.99. You know what? They're going to round this up. They're going to just bump this up to 377, right? It's 377 what? Don't forget the units. Square yards. Okay, there it is.